Alright, buckle up, because today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly tough, super sensitive, but also really, really important. We're talking about friendships, specifically, those best friend bonds that we believe are meant to last a lifetime. But what happens when that bond starts to feel less like a lifeline and more like an anchor? As a seasoned YouTube scriptwriter, I know that real talk resonates, and this is as real as it gets. Letting go of a best friend is one of the most painful decisions you might ever face, but sometimes, it's the healthiest one for your own well-being and growth. Today, we're not going to shy away from the hard stuff. We're going to explore 6 signs that it might be time to let go of a best friend. If you're watching this, chances are something feels off, and you're looking for clarity. My goal here is to help you navigate those confusing feelings with honesty and compassion, so you can make choices that are right for you. Before we jump into the signs, let's just acknowledge something up front. Friendships, even the deepest ones, can change. People grow, circumstances shift, and sometimes, the connections that once felt so effortless and essential just don't anymore. This isn't about blaming someone or declaring a friendship a failure. It's about recognizing that not all relationships are meant to be lifelong, and that's okay. It's a really hard pill to swallow, especially when you've invested so much time, love, and shared history. You might feel guilty, disloyal, or just incredibly sad at the thought of letting go. Those feelings are valid. But holding on to a friendship that's no longer serving you, or one that's become actively detrimental, can take a huge toll on your happiness and mental health. Understanding these signs isn't about rushing to end things. It's about empowering yourself with awareness. It's about giving yourself permission to assess the reality of the friendship as it is today, not just what it used to be or what you wish it still was. So, take a deep breath, be honest with yourself, and let's explore the first sign. Sign 1: the effort is consistently, painfully one-sided. Our first sign is a big one, and it often creeps up slowly. The effort in the friendship has become overwhelmingly one-sided. Think about it. Are you always the one reaching out, making plans, remembering important dates, and offering support? Do your messages go unanswered for long periods, or do you get low-effort replies that make you feel like an afterthought? A healthy friendship is a two-way street. It's about mutual give and take. Of course, there will be times when one friend needs more support than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Life happens, and true friends show up. But when this imbalance becomes the default setting, month after month, year after year, it's a problem. It starts to feel less like a friendship and more like you're single-handedly trying to keep something alive that the other person isn't invested in. This dynamic can leave you feeling drained, unimportant, and even resentful. You might start questioning your own worth or wondering why you're not good enough for their time and energy. That's a heavy burden to carry. If you consistently feel like you're putting in 90% of the work to maintain the connection, it's a clear indicator that the friendship is no longer balanced or mutually fulfilling, and it might be time to reassess. Sign 2: you consistently feel drained or negative after interacting. Sign number 2 is all about how you feel after you've spent time with your best friend, or even just after a phone call or text exchange. Do you generally walk away feeling uplifted, understood, and happy? Or do you more often feel emotionally exhausted, anxious, irritable, or just plain bad about yourself? A best friendship should ideally be a source of comfort, joy, and support. It should be a safe space where you can recharge, not a place that depletes your energy. If you find yourself consistently feeling worse after interacting with your friend, that's a major red flag. This negativity can stem from various things. Perhaps your friend has become relentlessly pessimistic, and every conversation is a litany of complaints. Or maybe they're constantly critical of you, your choices, or your other friends, subtly, or not so subtly, putting you down. It could also be that their life is filled with constant drama that they expect you to absorb and fix, leaving you feeling like an emotional dumping ground rather than a cherished friend. Pay close attention to these emotional patterns. If the predominant feeling associated with your best friend is dread before seeing them or a wave of negativity afterward, It's a strong sign that the dynamic has become unhealthy and is negatively impacting your well-being. Sign 3, a fundamental mismatch in values or life directions. People change, it's an inevitable part of life. We grow, our perspectives evolve, and our priorities shift. Sometimes, these changes can lead to you and your best friend moving in such vastly different directions that the core connection weakens. This is our third sign. There's a fundamental and growing mismatch in your core values, beliefs, or overall life paths. Maybe when you were younger, your shared love for a certain band or hobby was enough to sustain your bond. But as you mature, deeper alignments often become more crucial. If your core values regarding honesty, kindness, ambition, family, or how you treat others have diverged significantly, it can become increasingly difficult to relate to each other and offer genuine support. For instance, if you're focused on personal growth, positivity, and building a stable future, but your friend seems stuck in old, self-destructive patterns or has developed a cynical worldview that clashes with your own, the gap can become too wide to bridge. Or perhaps your lifestyles are now so different, one of you is settling down with a family while the other is pursuing a nomadic career, that you have very little common ground or understanding of each other's daily realities anymore. This isn't about judging their choices or them judging yours. It's about recognizing when your paths have diverged so much that the friendship no longer feels relevant or supportive in the ways it once did. Holding on too tightly when you're heading in opposite directions can lead to frustration and misunderstanding for both of you. Sign 4, trust has been seriously damaged. Trust is the absolute bedrock of any meaningful relationship, and this is especially true for a best friendship. Our fourth sign that it might be time to let go is when that essential trust has been seriously broken, and despite efforts, or a lack thereof, it hasn't been genuinely repaired. A serious breach of trust can take many forms. Maybe your friend shared your deepest secrets with others, betrayed your confidence in a significant way, or wasn't there for you during a critical moment when you desperately needed them. Perhaps they've been repeatedly dishonest, or you've discovered they've been talking about you negatively behind your back. These aren't minor slip-ups, they are actions that can shatter the foundation of safety and reliability in the friendship. While forgiveness is possible, true repair requires acknowledgement of the hurt, sincere remorse, and consistent effort from the person who broke the trust to rebuild it. If the breach was severe, or if your friend minimizes their actions, refuses to take responsibility, or continues the hurtful behavior, it becomes incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to restore that sense of security. Without trust, a best friendship loses its essence, and you might constantly feel on edge, suspicious, or unable to be truly vulnerable, which is a painful way to exist in any relationship. Sign 5, you can no longer be your authentic self. Think about your best friend. Do you feel like you can be completely, unapologetically yourself around them? Quirks, vulnerabilities, successes, and all? Or do you find yourself shrinking, editing your thoughts, or putting on a kind of mask? Sign number 5 is when you realize you can no longer be your authentic self in the friendship. A true best friend should be someone with whom you feel utterly safe to be genuine. However, if you start to feel judged for your opinions, your passions, your growth, or even your personality, something is seriously wrong. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, carefully choosing your words to avoid criticism, conflict, or a condescending remark. Perhaps you downplay your achievements because they react with jealousy, or you hide parts of your life you know they won't approve of. This need to self-censor and perform is exhausting, and it's a profound betrayal of what friendship should be. When you can't be authentic, you can't truly connect. The friendship then becomes about maintaining a facade rather than nurturing a genuine bond. This not only stifles your personal growth but also breeds resentment and a sense of isolation even when you're together. If being with your best friend means you have to be less of who you truly are, it's a strong indication that the relationship is no longer a healthy or supportive one for you. Sign 6, the friendship feels more like an obligation than a joy. Our sixth and final sign is when the friendship, quite frankly, starts to feel more like a heavy obligation or a chore than a source of joy and connection. Do you find yourself dreading their calls or texts? Do you secretly feel a sense of relief when plans get canceled? This is a tough one to admit, especially if there's a long history and a best friend label attached. You might be holding on to the idea of the friendship, cherishing past memories of good times, rather than acknowledging the current reality of how it makes you feel. Guilt can play a huge role here, making you feel like you should want to see them or talk to them, even if your heart isn't in it. When interactions feel forced, when conversations are strained, and when the thought of spending time together fills you with a sense of duty rather than genuine anticipation, it's a clear sign that the friendship has lost its vitality. Friendships are meant to add to your life, to bring happiness, support, and a sense of belonging. If it consistently feels like you're just going through the motions, or you're only maintaining contact out of habit or a sense of loyalty to the past, it's worth asking yourself who this is truly benefiting. Clinging to a friendship purely out of obligation can prevent you from investing your time and energy in connections that are genuinely uplifting and reciprocal, and it can trap both of you in a dynamic that's ultimately unfulfilling. Embracing the difficult choice moving forward. Recognizing these signs in a best friendship is incredibly painful, and the thought of letting go can be daunting. There's no easy way to do it, and there will likely be grief, sadness, and maybe even anger involved. This isn't about making impulsive decisions but about honest self-reflection. Sometimes, a heartfelt conversation can bring issues to light and potentially lead to positive change, but other times, the healthiest choice for you might be to create distance, whether that's a gradual fade or a more direct, gentle parting of ways. Prioritizing your emotional well-being isn't selfish, it's necessary. Letting go of a friendship that is consistently draining or harmful can be an act of profound self-care. It also creates space in your life, space for healing, space for personal growth, and space for new, healthier connections to blossom. Or it might even allow you to deepen other existing friendships that are more aligned with who you are now. Remember, the end of one chapter doesn't mean your story is over. It often signifies the beginning of a new, more authentic one. Thank you for joining me for this very honest discussion. It takes courage to even consider these things. If this resonated with you, please know you're not alone. Take care of yourselves and trust your instincts.